Hello and welcome back to the Idiot Rambles podcast, the podcast where I, an idiot, ramble about a random topic. Now, last week I was watching the most recent U.S. presidential debate, and when they were talking about golf, first thing I thought of is, wow, America is screwed as a country. But the second thing I thought of was, I wonder how good these presidents actually are at sports. So, on to the logical next step, and devise an entire tier list based off which US presidents could beat Matt in Wii Sports. Now, there are several rules for this list. First off, we are only going based off the ability of the presidents while they're in office. So a lot of these presidents, maybe they're in the military beforehand, but we're not going off that. Only based off their athleticism while in office. Second rule. This is not a political video, or political episode at all. As you can tell by the title, I'm an idiot. I could care less about politics. I just want to poke fun at some presidents based off if they could beat Matt from Wii Sports. Now, the way this will work, there are 4 tiers in this tier list. Now, the way these tiers are done, they're based off of all the sports Matt is in Wii Sports. We're also only going off of the first Wii Sports game, not Wii Sports Resort. So, Matt is in tennis, baseball, and boxing. His worst one is baseball. No, his worst one is tennis, and his best one is boxing. And each category is based on one of those sports. So the highest category is boxing, meaning if a president's in there, they could beat Matt at boxing and every other sport. And the bottom category is none, which means the president can't beat a single one of the games Matt is in. So with all the introduction, let's start off, because we got a lot of presidents to go through, so we're going through even the ones that nobody cares about. I'm recording this segment after I did the rest of the recording. Just to let you know, I got most of my information from this video from Mr. Beat, the YouTuber. If you haven't watched him, check him out. He has really great videos about the presidents. I specifically took a lot of the info from his video about presidential hobbies, so please check him out. Alright, back to the rest of the episode. First one though, everyone knows him. Some people love him. I have no thoughts on him. George Washington. Now, George Washington, he was a hunter, he was a farmer, he was a dancer, he was extremely fit. You know, he was known for his time of just being a very, very active man. So I'm going to put him in, I think he could beat Matt in boxing. Like, I don't think that's up for debate. Next up we have John Adams, who was a huge, huge book nerd. And, I'm sorry, he's not beating Matt in a single thing. If he's a book nerd, how's he going to beat Matt in a single thing at all? Alright, next up, Thomas Jefferson. Now, Thomas Jefferson, he was a gardener, and he loved archaeology. Both of those have some physical activity involved in it, but not enough for me to put him above tennis, so I'll just put him in that tier. James Madison was a big fan of chess. And, I mean, he's not... If John Adams isn't beating Matt in anything, James Madison isn't either. Now, next up, James Monroe. James Monroe, big hunter and a big fisher. So I'm putting him in baseball. I don't think it's quite enough. You have to understand, the jump in skill level between baseball and boxing is huge. So if you want to get into the boxing tier, you have to be extremely athletic. James Monroe, he's just not on that level, so he's going to stay in baseball. Now, John Quincy Adams, huge hiker and a huge swimmer, both of which I feel like are activities that are very strenuous, and, you know, especially with swimming, you're making big, big strides, which I feel like translates perfectly to boxing and Wii Sports. So, yeah, I'm putting him in the boxing tier. And also, one thing I forgot to mention, we're going by the rules that all these presidents are aware of Wii Sports and know how to play it. So no one in the comments can catch me on the technicality that none of these presidents would know how to play, because those aren't the rules. I made up the rules. I'm right, you're wrong. No worry. Oh yeah, next up, Andrew Jackson. He was a huge dueler, which I don't think any question to ask. He goes into boxing. If you could duel with a sword, you could play boxing in Wii Sports. Nah, Martin Van Buren, he just liked farming, which has some physical activity in it, so I'll give him tennis. William Henry Harrison, yet again, huge book nerd. He's not beating Matt in a single thing whatsoever. John Tyler, bit of a gardener, which, just like with Martin Van Buren, has some activity to it, so I'm going to give him tennis. James Polk, yet again, book nerd. He's not beating Matt in a single thing. Zachary Taylor, he wasn't not even a book nerd, he's a history nerd. He's 100% not beating Matt in a single thing. Millard Fillmore, everyone's favorite president that everyone knows about. He was a gardener, so I'll give him tennis. Franklin Pierce, he did nothing as far as physical activity goes. He was a social man, so he's not beating Matt in anything. James Buchanan, Gardner, tennis. Abraham Lincoln, fun fact, huge wrestler. He's even in the Wrestling Hall of Fame, which obviously wrestling's not the same as boxing, but Abraham Lincoln's beating Matt in boxing. He's gonna do it. If he's that good at wrestling, he's gonna be that good at boxing too. Now, Andrew Johnson, he sewed. He's not beating Matt. Ulysses Grant, horse rider, which I feel like, you have to have, quite a bit of balance and everything for horse riding. So, baseball, I think that sounds good. Rutherford Hayes, he played croquet. Tennis. I'm kind of just speeding through these, because what do you want me to say, really? James Garfield, chess nerd. He's not beating Matt in anything. Chester Arthur, fisher. Fishing has those huge swings, so I feel like it translates to baseball. Grover Cleveland, hunter and a fisher. Yet again, I'll give him baseball. Benjamin Harrison, he hunted sometimes. I'll still give him baseball. William McKinley, he was a golf player, which I feel like that translates to baseball. Theodore Roosevelt, he enjoyed fishing, hunting, hiking, and he was a boxer, so I'm putting him in the boxing tier. William Taft, golf player, and I'm going to give him tennis. Even though I gave William McKinley baseball, I feel like giving William Taft tennis, because why not? Woodrow Wilson, he was a big golf player, played a bit of baseball, so I'll give him baseball tier. Same thing with Warren Harding. Calvin Coolidge, he played baseball, played golf, but was bad at it. Fisher, and horseback riding, so I'm going to give him baseball. Herbert Hoover, fishing, and had his own sport, Hoover Ball, so I'll give him baseball. FDR, swimmer, he gets tennis. Harry Truman, big reader, music snob, and did a bit of bowling, so I'll give him tennis. Dwight Eisenhower, golf, and also just an extremely athletic man through his whole life, so I'll give him boxing. John F. Kennedy, swimmer, golf, I'll give him baseball. Lyndon B. Johnson, he was just a car nerd, and if there's one thing I know about car nerds, they're not doing any physical activity. He wasn't a mechanic. Let me preface that. There's a difference between a car nerd and a mechanic. Mechanic, I would give a mechanic probably tennis. But a car nerd, they're not doing any physical activity. I'm giving Lyndon B. Johnson, he's not beating Matt in anything. Richard Nixon, famously not a crook. He was a big fan of bowling, and he was a pianist. So I feel like bowling, that gives him at least tennis. I'll give him tennis. Gerald Ford, huge athlete, so I'll give him boxing. Jimmy Carter, fishing, woodworking, and a hiker. So I feel like that's good enough for baseball, just not quite good enough for boxing. Ronald Reagan, horseback riding, tennis, I don't know. You might notice if you go back and compare, there's no consistency here, and I do not care, because I'm also sick right now, which is why I'm just speeding through this as well. Ronald Reagan, no, I just went over Ronald Reagan. George H.W. Bush, again, very athletic man through his whole life, some even boxing. Bill Clinton, jogger, played a bit of golf, and an expert on the saxophone, which, naturally, if you're good at the saxophone, you're good at Wii Sports Tennis. But Wii Sports Baseball, absolutely not. Only tennis. You're not getting above tennis. George W. Bush, baseball, golf, and, yep, jogging. So, baseball? Not baseball. Yeah, actually baseball. I'll give him baseball. Obama, I don't know what his first name is, so I'm still trying to figure out what not his first name, his last name. His first name's Obama, everyone knows that. I don't know his last name, so that's why I only have his first name on this one. Huge comic nerd, played golf, and, believe it or not, huge basketball player. So I think that's good enough for boxing. Basketball is extremely athletic, so I feel like he could do boxing. Donald Trump, golf. Huge golfing fan. So, tennis. Look, you can't tell me a golf player is going to be doing good at Wii Sports Baseball. No. Golf is barely a sport. I will argue this for the rest of my life. Golf and bowling are not sports, and I'm tired of pretending they are. And finally, we have Joe Biden. He's not beating Matt in anything, I'm sorry. Joe, I don't need... Poor Joe is not going to be able to... I think he might fall over if he tries to play Wii Sports Tennis. So that concludes the list, which I sped through way faster than I thought I would. I thought this was going to be a 30-minute segment, and it ended up being, 10 minutes. So... yeah, time for review of the week now. Alright, I'm recording this episode a day earlier than usual, so I have slightly less movies to talk about. This week I watched A Quiet Place Day 1, Kinds of Kindness, and I rewatched The Lorax. Since this episode's releasing on July 4th, in the American spirit, I'm going to talk about The Lorax. Look, The Lorax, loved it as a kid. And rewatching it now in theaters, it's just me and my family in the theater as well. I think it gets too much hate. Is it as good as the book? Oh, absolutely not. Not even close. But I still think it's a very, very entertaining film. As long as you don't take it too... There are some... You know what? I'll say it. There's jokes in there I think are funny. I'll say it. There's a joke about a parking lot in there. I smiled at the joke. Alright, sue me. I think as long as you don't compare The Lorax to the actual book, and don't take it as seriously as the book, it's very entertaining of a movie. Is it great? No. Am I nostalgia blinded? Yes. But do I care? No. If people can defend Cars 2, I could defend The Lorax. Although I will say they definitely should have put the song Biggering in the movie. That song is peak, and if you have not heard the song Biggering, please look it up. And that's about it. Now it's on to I don't know why I'm doing this thing, to the question of the week.
I'm going to crochet while I do it and help with the nerves.
Alright. Recording now. 3, 2. Welcome back to the question of the week section of the podcast. The section of the podcast where I bring in a guest and ask him a dumb question. This week we have Zasia as our guest. Zasia, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I um you haven't told me what the question is yet.
But I have not told you the question is yet, because it's a really good question. I had to
No,
write
it's
down this
making me
question.
nervous. You're making me nervous. I feel like it's gonna be really stupid.
No, it might be the greatest question yet on this podcast.
See, I don't trust that. I don't. I've seen the question, like the mattress question you asked Alvin.
No, this is even
That
better
was
than that. This is even better.
no, I don't trust that.
Are you ready to hear it?
Sure.
I had to write this question down so I didn't forget it. Like, it's just that good.
Oh my god. Okay.
Alright. What would you do?
Okay.
You wake up, middle of the night, it's 2:34 in the
my
morning. You're feeling particularly parched, particularly thirsty. So you go over, grab a can of Mug's root beer from your Mug's mini fridge located in your room. And as you start to crack open the can, you see an alien-like figure standing in the doorway, and it says, "Not so different, you and I." So what would you do in that scenario?
Okay. First of all, I would never ever drink Mug's root beer. So.
I mean you would though, cause you just did in this hypothetical. So.
No, I didn't actually. I didn't. You need to fix that.
I'm not gonna fix it.
No, you need to fix it.
No, this is a Mug moment.
If you drink Mug's root beer, you deserve to be killed by whatever alien creature is speaking to me.
Well, how do you know the creature is gonna kill you?
I hope it does if I'm drinking Mug's root beer.
But Mug's is the greatest root beer.
See, that's where you're wrong.
I'm not. What is the best root beer then?
The knockoff Mugs from Walmart.
Nope. Mug's is best.
Yes, it is.
Mugs?
No, it's not.
Are you okay? So what you're telling me, you're not a mug-blooded American? Is that what I'm hearing?
What is this, Harry Potter?
No. Mug. Have you never heard the song "Mug-Blooded American"?
Is it a country song?
It makes me feel very patriotic, if that counts.
No, I probably haven't heard it then.
I'll play it for you
Maybe...
after this recording, so I don't get copyright striked.
Okay. What would I do?
Okay, so you have the aliens.
Yeah, you said not so different, you and I?
Yeah, not so different. And you can't see the figure. You can, like, see the shadow of the figure in the doorway.
So I don't know what it looks like?
It looks like an alien. It looks like a stereotypical
It looks like an alien. I don't know. I'd probably just go back to bed.
You just go back to bed.
I feel like I think it was like... Okay, you're gonna build on it now?
Okay, yeah, but what if you, like, try to go back to bed and you close your eyes, and you open your eyes again, you flutter your eyes really quickly, and you see the alien standing right above you, and
what is this, a Wattpad fan fiction?
It puts its hands in your face, and it goes, duh, 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 duh. It kind of just, like, does that, keeps shoving their hands in your face. What would you do if that happened then?
I'd probably punch it.
You'd punch an alien?
If it's annoying me!
Wait, what? You don't know what it could do? Maybe that's just, like, kind of peace. Maybe that's how it, like, makes peace with people.
That's too bad. That's not a very peaceful way to make peace.
So you punch
Either that
it?
or I mean, I don't... Okay, first of all, it shouldn't be in my bed. Second of all...
Well, no, it's not in your... It's, like, standing right above you. It's, like, on the bedside, standing right above you.
That's still too close. That's still too close. And then putting its hand in my face? What if its hand smells like sweat?
Also, you can see that the alien is gray.
What does its hand smell like?
I mean, they're, like, going back and forth, so you don't really have a chance to smell them.
Is his hand sweaty?
It's 2:34, I guess, and now it'd be 2:35 in the morning. You can't really see if his hands are sweaty or not.
Okay, but is the sweat getting on my face?
No, there's no sweat getting on your face.
Oh. I don't know. What does the noise sound like? Like a duh, duh, duh.
Duh, duh, duh.
Yeah,
I know it's really annoying. I hate to annoy the audience at home. I apologize.
Yeah.
That's just the sound
I
it's
don't
making.
think they're not gonna want to finish the episode. You've ruined it.
Okay, so you'd punch it?
Yeah.
What, like in the face or in the stomach or what?
Probably in the face, like in the mouth, because that's where the noise is coming from.
you'd punch an alien in the mouth.
Where else do you punch an alien?
I wouldn't punch an alien because it's an alien. I don't know what it could do.
I feel like if it's making a noise like that, it deserves to be punched in the face. It needs to learn, because that's what's going to happen in the human world, you know? I'm raising it up. I'm going to adopt the alien.
You're gonna adopt the alien? It's 7 feet tall.
I'm going to adopt the alien.
It's a 7-foot tall alien.
It's tall for his age. For his age.
There's also wrinkles on the alien's face.
Nothing wrinkle cream can't fix.
You don't know how old the alien is. The alien might be thousands of years old. You don't know.
Hey, maybe thousands of years old is like 3 in human years.
I guess you'd adopt it, but you would punch an alien that you would adopt. So you're saying if you adopted a kid in real life, you'd also punch it. Is that what you're saying?
No, you're twisting my words. You're twisting my words. I would punch it in the face, realize, oh my god, it didn't know what it was doing, because the punching was a reflex, you know, I didn't think about it. I just heard the noise, and kind of like an alarm when you just go to turn it off, and kind of did it. And then he's like holding his face, he's like, oh my god, why would you do that? And I'm like, I'm so sorry. He was like, I was just trying to make peace. And I was like, that's not how you make peace on Earth. You must not know much about Earth. And then I'd adopt it. E.T. style.
Okay, but what if its eyes start glowing red right after you did that, and lightning bolts start shooting out of it, and then the lightning bolts concentrate in one section of the room, and it sort of form a figure, and the lightning bolts form the dog on the can of Mug's root beer, and then now in your room you have a gray alien that's 7 feet tall with wrinkles, and you have the Mug's root beer dog in your room. But it still looks like a cartoon character. It doesn't look photorealistic. It still looks like cartoon form in the real world.
Well, I slap him a little on the hand, you know, like a little tap. I'd say, hey, we don't do that. If you want a dog, you just have to ask.
Okay, what if after that? What if when you try to slap it on the hand, though, it just, like, turned into a cloud of smoke and disappeared, and now you just have the Mug's root beer dog in your room?
I'd mourn the loss of my son.
Well, that's not your son.
He was. I just said I adopted him.
I mean, you don't know how old he is.
Well, like I said, he might be 3 in human years, and I adopted him.
That could have been a grandfather alien. You don't know. You can't just adopt something. You can't just adopt whatever you want to adopt. You don't own everything.
People adopt grandfather dogs all the time.
This isn't a dog, though. This is a real alien creature.
Yeah, okay.
What are you saying? Because it's
dogs
not
human, aliens aren't human.
Oh, so you're saying because it's not human, you can do whatever you want to it? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying he consented to being adopted.
No, he didn't. You don't know that.
Yes, he did. I said he did.
Nobody didn't.
Okay, well, that's my answer to the question.
But you're not the owner of this hypothetical. I am. I
am mother!
Okay, what if after it turned to a cloud of smoke, though, it's all giant UFO right outside your bedroom? So you open the window from the second floor of your house, and...
I wouldn't open my window.
And then outside of the UFO, there's 20 different aliens, all different shapes, sizes, races, sexes, everything. Just real, like, mix of aliens. And then basically, they just, like, they stare at you. Like, they're in your backyard now, and they're just staring up at you.
That sounds like a dream I had once.
You had a dream about this before?
Well, it was a nightmare. I'd probably give them your full government name and a picture of you.
Why?
And, I don't know. Just in case.
What if you tried to do that, though? All of them at once. Just teleported in front of you, and then they all did the duh, 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 duh thing.
Okay, well, at this point, I already know it's a sign of peace.
Well, you don't know that for sure.
Thanks to the other alien. Yes, I do, because the one I adopted told me it was.
But you didn't. You didn't adopt it.
But I did, and he told me it was.
No, I didn't tell you. No.
No, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, no, but you didn't. No, but you're not the dungeon master.
No, that was the answer. That was the answer to my question. You asked what I would do, and I said I would adopt the alien.
I have a compromise here. Right next to me, I have a 20-sided die that they use in D&D. So I'll go ahead and roll.
I can't see.
I'll
proof
roll
of
it,
that.
and if
I can't see proof of the die.
You need to get at least a 12 in order for you to successfully adopt.
No. If this die even exists, which there's no evidence that it does, it would have to be a half and half sort of thing. So 10 or under, it goes to you. 10 or above, it goes to me.
Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, I got the die right here.
I don't trust this die.
Alright, let me go and roll it right now.
I didn't even hear a noise.
I got an 8. So...
I don't believe you!
Well, I mean, look, I'm just telling you the extent of my knowledge here, you know, I got an 8, so...
We're not doing the Renaissance Men bit right now. We're not doing that. I don't believe in this die.
Are you saying it's fake news?
I do think it. I think the media is lying to us all.
I mean, you're wrong, but like...
You're a member of the media.
The media.
The media.
Yeah, to all the viewers at home, if you don't know what media we're talking about, it's whatever media you think we're talking about. No matter what side you're on, we're on your side.
Yeah.
No, even if two people right next to each other listening to this have wildly different views, we're on both of your sides.
Why would they be hanging out?
Why not? Are you saying two people can't hang out together?
Yeah.
That's bold. We've gone completely off rails of the hypothetical.
That's because you have a stupid hypothetical.
No, it's...
You won't let me adopt him.
I'm changing it back to the hypothetical. Okay, so let's review. You get a can of Muggs root beer, 2:34 in the morning. You see a gray alien, and it says not so different, you and I. You try to go back to bed. It's now 2:35 in the morning. The alien is standing by your bedside. He goes, duh, 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 as it's flashing his hands in front of you. You then try to punch it, and it gets punched. Its eyes start glowing red at that point.
Then I adopt it.
You didn't adopt it, though.
We rolled
the die.
This die does supposedly exist with no evidence of it.
It does exist.
I don't believe you. I'm gonna roll the 20-sided die right next to me.
You don't have one, though.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll the 20-sided die right now, and if it lands above a 10, I adopted it.
But you're also not the dungeon master in this scenario. I'm the creator of this scenario. So
it rolled on a 12.
It rolled on a 12?
Yeah.
I guess we're at a standstill then, because both of us rolled the numbers.
Okay, what if I flip the coin?
What if you flip a coin? I don't think you have a coin next to you.
I do, I have a penny. I can read off the year on it right now.
What year does it say?
2021.
That's not true. They didn't make pennies in 2021.
Yes, they did!
They didn't. No, because, like, after COVID, there was, like, a huge, like, there's a really short supply of penny,
I will send you a picture of the 2021. This says 2021. I can send you a picture of this penny.
But no, it's a fake penny. You should get it traded
out. It is not a fake.
If you try to give it at a store, it's not gonna work.
No, people don't pay for pennies. I keep pennies. No one wants a penny.
You don't know that.
Maybe the alien that I adopted wants a penny.
So are you saying you would give the alien a penny?
Yeah, because I adopted him and I want him to start off strong in the world.
You can just adopt whatever you want.
But I did.
You can't... Just because it's not human doesn't mean you can do whatever you want to it.
He's a rescue.
The point now, all 20 aliens are doing the little duh 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 thing. Then what do you do? The clock is ticking. I'm looking at my watch right next to me. It's on my left wrist, and it's ticking.
I don't know. Apologize?
Okay, but what if when you tried to apologize, all 20 of them punched you in the face at the exact same time?
I'd probably die. I don't have a very good pain tolerance.
Yeah, I think in that scenario you just die.
Yeah, I think I'm dead. I think that's how this
I think that's
ends.
the conclusion. You died.
Yeah.
You officially died. You failed the hypothetical because you died.
Well, I failed when I lost my son.
Again, not your son. You can't just adopt anything that isn't human.
He's my son.
It's not how it works.
What do you know? Okay, you've never felt a mother's love.
Okay, well, I created this hypothetical, so I know everything about the alien in this world and everything, so...
Okay. Well, you know what I know?
What?
That I loved my son and my son loved me.
I mean... But...
And that's enough in this world.
Alright, well... That's a great spot to end the episode. Zasia, thanks for coming on. And...
I don't want to say you're welcome. I feel like this was just you tormenting me.
That's not true.
It was.
You know what? It was shorter than Alvin was. Alvin had to deal with this for 20 minutes. You know what? He kept riffing. He kept this on tracks, unlike you, who derailed it.
You wouldn't let me adopt him. I could have kept it on track.
That's not how it works.
You wouldn't accept my answers. I gave you my answer to your hypothetical.
But I said that wasn't. There's some answers that just won't work in the scenario. Like, the same thing happened with Alvin. Look, both hypotheticals, I've been rolling my nat 20 die next to me to decide everything. All right, and I'm telling you all. And look,
yeah, the supposed real nat 20 die. We're not doing the Renaissance Man bit.
It's a rubber duck die as well. I got it from Barnes and Noble. It was right by the Lego X-Men X-Men Lego X-Men jet set with Magneto.
Lego X-Men.
And I got it. And I have proof of it as well.
You know what? When I was like 6, I really liked the X-Men because of Quicksilver.
I mean,
also, I think I like Hugh Jackman.
I like Cyclops. I think Cyclops is cool.
I didn't like him.
Well, because he's not good until... He's bad in all the movies, but in X-Men 97, he's really good.
I don't remember any of the movies. I just remember I didn't like him because, like, he couldn't control his power, and I was like, okay,
exactly.
loser.
In X-Men 97, he can. He does cool stuff with it. I'll show it after I show you the Mug-Blooded American song. I'll show you that.
Okay. I didn't say goodbye. Say I got a bye podcast.
Okay, and stay tuned for next week's episode, where I beat up all the aliens that killed Zasia.
And then I take over the podcast because they kill you.
Okay, bye.